So, I've been getting a bit of an obsession with plants and gardening since starting my job, because when you work at a plant nursery, it is expected by nearly every customer that you have to know not only everything about gardening, but everything about every single plant that has ever existed. So I thought it would be a good idea to add to my knowledge with some just hands-on learning. So I wanted to try my hand at gardening for myself for the first time, rather than working in someone else's garden, which has been my only experience previously that somehow got me this job. The only problem with it being that I live in a van and don't have any land, but we'll address that later. Second thing I want to do is treat my indoor plants to a bit of a change, because my aloe is getting very tall and it no longer fits in the spot that I have for it. And I think that my succulent would rather grow along with some of its own size. So, first thing we gotta do is gather some supplies. After grabbing a few things at my own work, I headed to a slightly larger nursery to grab a few things that my work didn't carry. And of course, I got immediately distracted. And after that, I of course went to the thrift store where I had a few very specific things I wanted to look for, where of course I got distracted immediately. After gathering all of the necessities, I needed to figure out where the best place to start was, which I decided would be the container garden. Alright, first and most important, we need to make this pot pretty. So I decided to do strawberries because they're actually a very popular plant to do in containers. So hopefully I'll have a higher chance at being successful fruiting something without an actual garden. Now, though I did a lot of research, I'm sure there will be some that say this type of pot, this size of pot, is wrong for what I'm trying to do. And to that I say, let me make mistakes and learn from them. Nothing needs to be perfect the first time, damn. I'm also painting it black, which I know is a big no-no for strawberry pots, but I am doing it anyways. Now that the pot is pretty, we have to put the plants, believe it or not, in it. So I got all-purpose potting soil because it's good for drainage, which strawberries need. And it is a cloudy day, which is perfect for transplanting. And it's also not getting too cold at night, like frosting over. After I let my plants just hang out in their little pots for a bit to acclimate, we are now going to transplant. So I got an ever-bearing perennial type of strawberry, allegedly. So it should produce all season and come back next year if I do everything right. So I've been doing a lot of reading about gardening in general and just the proper way to do it, because it seems that no matter what answer I give the customers who ask me questions, I'm always wrong. And I think that that's because, like all things in life, the answer always depends. There are like a million different ways to garden. Some that are sworn to be like the best, only way to go, and other people will claim that same exact one is a myth. And I personally think that the best thing to do when getting a plant or starting a garden is to just pay attention to it and care about it. You know, you can research along the way instead of trying to know everything in the beginning. And don't be afraid to experiment and fail. It doesn't have to be that serious, you know, like it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun to learn things as a beginner and mess everything up. Give me berries. Again, first and most important thing, making pot pretty.
So I discovered this little ouchie oopsie on my aloe plant a little while before wanting to transplant it. Also, look how weird and squiggly he looks. He got all misshapen from his little squish spot in the van. So I just tried to very carefully remove the messed up part from the plant.